I mean, couldn't have done it better with your program. So I think having the right proper guidance, that's all I needed to get back in shape.
That's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, I had a few questions I wanted to ask
Yeah.
you. What was going on in your life before you moved back to Miami?
So prior to this, I actually I mean, I am still a business owner. However, with so many things happening politically, it took, a lot of my business took down sour because of that. So, and I had to pivot. I had to pivot and I had to go back to my original passion, which was law and order. And I, soon enough, after, I didn't think of much about it. I thought, maybe this is a sign of God, and there are certain things that you shouldn't go against the grain and you should just go along with it. And I soon enough, got back into school, and now I'm full time studying for law school and getting in shape with your program, of course. I mean, couldn't
I
have done
love
it much more.
that.
So so things do change for the best, I have to say. It did,
Yeah.
because prior to that, and I think many people that you have known and you yourself are as a business owner, when you put so much of yourself in a business, it's very tough to really take care of you because you put yourself last. And that was my case. And through that, I saw the consequences. One of them was I mean, that wasn't obvious as much, but I got very depressed, and I had the blues and things of that nature that really put me down in a mental health, I would say. And then, of course, the more obvious part was that I gained weight excessively, I think, because I guess I was living in back to back calls and meetings and stuff. So I didn't really properly take care of myself, nor did I feed my body correctly. And due to that, I ended up gaining close to 45 pounds.
Wow.
Obviously, since I am close to 5'10", I distributed evenly, essentially,
Mhm.
but I did feel the weight on me,
Yeah.
essentially. So now I obviously was not comfortable with that, and nor did I'm not a quitter, and I'm not going to let situations get the best out of me. And I prayed for a solution, and soon enough, like we were talking, and one thing led to the other, and I'm very happy to announce that I've lost close to 35 pounds. I still have a couple more to go,
You look
but thanks to
amazing. Yeah.
diet and the right program, I think exercise wise, I haven't skipped a beat. And when I do, it's obviously I make it up with walking or perhaps doing some sort of cardio or whatnot to really just make up for that time
Activities.
loss.
Yeah, absolutely. You have.
Yeah.
You've been on point. If something happened, you always made up for it. And that's the thing. You really wanted it. I always
Yes,
say, um, I'm just a tour guide, right? If you don't want to go there, you won't. And
exactly.
having the desire and the willpower, which you have had day in and day out, is why you've achieved so much progress. And I'm proud of you. That's
No,
amazing.
I'm very
Good
happy.
job.
I feel myself again.
Yeah, I love that. And you're just glowing. And I think, people, that's one of the parts that I really want to elaborate on when it comes to my program is I think people just kind of generalize wellness
Hmm.
with one part or another, whether it's, all fitness or all meditation and yoga and
Exactly.
science and diet. It's really is one big umbrella, and we can't just hyper focus on one thing.
Yes.
Otherwise, we do like get overwhelmed, right?
Hmm.
Because there's just so much to know about each and everything. But if you really do just focus on the basics, the essentials, which is what we really went over, right? Is
Exactly.
just to keep it simple, go there, get what
Hmm.
you need to get done, taking that time out, you know, a few times a week, doing some yoga, doing some recovery. I know you're the queen of
Mhm.
recovery, so that I didn't need to teach you much, but if anything, you've taught me so much.
Aw,
And, you know, I take everything that I learn into account. And, you know, that's what we want, is just to empower others,
that's
right? Whatever it
that's
is that
true.
we do, we need to empower others. And thank you for empowering me, letting me empower you. And hopefully by
Absolutely.
osmosis, we empower others.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, I have to tell you one thing, thanks to your program, I'm just going to show you just a little glimpse of what the old me used to look like. The old me used to obviously didn't much care about her looks, because like I said, I put myself last and it was all about my employees. It was all about meetings and not the aesthetic aspect of it. But just let me show you. This used to be me. I mean, I could jump in
Wow.
there and like, this is like, it looks
Oh
like
my gosh,
this
no
is
way. Did you steal
crazy.
those
Yes,
from?
I did
Stop
not. No,
it.
this used to be me, a size 12. I mean, now I'm back to size 6
I've
or
never
in,
known, and I've known you
mhm,
forever. Like, that's just crazy. It's just,
yes,
that's a,
it's,
that's a thing. That's what happens when, you know, we get
yeah.
unemotionally regulated and things just are out of whack. Our hormones get out of whack. Our diet gets out of whack. So
Well,
I'm
I
glad you got.
think at the end of the day, like it comes down to knowing what you put in your body. Mind you, I was I was drinking caffeine on an empty stomach. The first thing I would have, because something quick, I didn't have time to cook or nevertheless prepare anything for myself. I would be like a little piece of bread or a toast or something, a carb rich option. And having those two things in the morning for I would say close to a year and a half was the reason why I got to that part where I was showed you just a minute ago. I'm not embarrassed. It's more of a lesson to learn. It's more of a I didn't put myself first. I didn't care about my macros. I didn't care about putting in a couple hours in a day, just working out, doing something, movement. Movement is what's key at the end of the day. And thanks to your guidance, of course, I was able to realize, hey, these things are not okay, especially around this time and stuff. So also counting your protein intake. Protein is absolutely fundamental when
So
it comes
important.
down to satiety. So meaning like how full can you get if you eat the right protein?
Exactly.
And
Yes.
thanks to that, I was able to really cut down and slim down. Um, Obviously, this is something that everyone's different, everybody's different. But in my case, it worked out because I had all time to myself and I took all your guidance into effect. It wasn't easy. I can tell you that. It wasn't easy, but it was so worthwhile afterwards because I started seeing the results slightly. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I started seeing a little bit of definition here happening. I started
Yeah.
feeling better, mental performance. So this is the effect really following through with your program. And I'm so blessed to have the opportunity to be one of your closest friends to try it out and see how
Yeah.
it
Thank
works. And
you.
it truly has changed my life.
Aw, babe. I appreciate that so
Absolutely.
much. I mean, you have no idea how much joy that brings me. Thank you so much for sharing and truly like everything that you've said. It's so beautiful and inspiring, and I know that your story is going to help others and impact others, even if it's not with the HM program. It's just all about making a decision to change and
Exactly.
having a better perspective, right? Everything comes down to perspective. It's you can
Absolutely.
choose a better mindset. So awesome. All right, girlfriend. Well, thank you so much, and I love you.
Absolutely.
Enjoy
Me
this
too. And I'm so
beautiful
thankful.
evening.
You take care, my love.
Thanks. Ciao, Bella.
Bye.